Recording.
I hate the Eagles.
You bums forgot how to kill people? Doesn't your work mean anything to you anymore?
Backstrom out for Carlson. His drive deflected. Score! Just off the bench. It is Ovechkin with a shot. He scores!
Have you no sense of pride in what you do? No sense of duty? No sense of destiny?
In particular, defensively. Puck comes in front. Score! Kuznetsov. Now Carlson winds and fires. He scores!
I'm looking for generals! What do I got? Foot soldiers!
By Schultz again, and then Ovechkin scores! Capitals lead 5-1. It's their fourth power play goal.
And here come the pretzels.
Wow, this is
a black day for hockey.
Now, Andy Robb, Ken Prell, the Philly Hockey Guys.
Yeah. Pretty bad.
I can't remember a worse week for Philadelphia sports.
In recent memory,
It just keeps getting worse and worse as each day passes this week.
And Ken and I, we get closer and closer to developing brain aneurysms and dying at a very young age.
Hey, welcome to episode 42, Philly Hockey Guys.
I'm Andy Robb.
I'm Ken Prell.
And,
yeah.
Flyers facing elimination tonight. The Eagles are horrendous.
You know, I was already fired up to do a show today, and then the Eagles news. And if you haven't heard it yet, Eagles trade up to get the number 2 pick in next week's draft. Looks like they'll be going after a quarterback up there, even though they've already spent like $50 million on quarterbacks already this year. So they give up a bunch of first-round picks to do that as well, and second-round picks. So, yeah, that's got me all sidetracked now.
I feel physically ill.
But enough about the Eagles.
I'm done.
We've got Game 4 tonight. Stanley Cup playoffs. Flyers down 0-3.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. What is there to say? And we'll get to it in just a second. What would you like to open with? You've got carte blanche, man. Just go ahead. Start this off.
All right. Well, I mean, you heard a little bit of recap of Game 3 in the Open. Of course, the Flyers lose 6-1. 6 unanswered goals. I mean, it all started out so nice. 57 seconds in. Raffle scores.
What a beauty.
The great celebration. I mean, they're jumping on each other. You think, all right, we got ourselves a series.
Nope.
Not at all.
Couldn't have been further from the truth.
I mean, it was just an overall awful night right after that goal, really. Simmons takes the ill-advised penalty. Flyers spend way too much time in the penalty box.
Too much. Entirely too much.
I mean, Capitals had 5 power play goals.
And, you know, I wish we were more right about our score predictions than what Ken said on the last episode of the show. If you haven't heard it, first off, what the hell's wrong with you? Secondly, check it out on iTunes. Ken, what did you say on the last episode?
Well, we were talking about the pregame festivities honoring Ed Snyder, and we saw some pictures early in the day of the bracelets they were going to be handing out. They lit up. They were going to do some cool stuff with that.
What a sweet idea to
and it was very
commemorate.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was very cool what they did with the bracelets, and then
you realize that you're setting these bracelets up and giving them to people. A select few in Philadelphia.
So I said, if things go bad in this game, I hope the fans don't throw them on the ice. And sure enough, turned to 5-1, and
it was raining bracelets.
It was. I mean, and my worst fear came true. And again, it wasn't all Flyers fans. It's a select few idiots and a select few morons. And, again, that really ticked me off. But you know what? The bracelets didn't tick me off and piss me off as much as the moment of silence for Ed Snyder during the pregame ceremony.
Oh,
and idiots, jackasses, can't shut the hell up
for
20 seconds in our own building.
Yeah, in our own arena.
Real disappointed. Double up.
I mean, really, how hard is it to just shut up for 20 seconds and just honor the man who brought hockey to the city of Philadelphia.
Hey, Ron Hextall has some words for those Philadelphia fans.
It's that simple. Look, I'm going to do it right now. See that? I was silent. It's not hard.
Shut up! Oh, man. This is going to be one of those shows.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you really come to the realization that the hockey season for the Philadelphia Flyers is probably going to come to an end here.
But it's okay
tonight.
Because this season as a whole was still a win. You know, this is just free hockey.
I mean, I know we've said that, and yes, it's great they got into the playoffs, but to be losing these games the way they are, you know what? Do I almost wish they didn't make the playoffs?
It would have been a much less bitter pill to swallow than the crap that we have to endure right now on a national spectrum, too.
Yeah.
Which, you know, man. And of course, dude, you know, and you have sports fans doing things in other cities, you know, like Jason Hayward came back. Somebody called him like the N-word, I believe. Mm-hmm. But, you know, some Flyers fans throw some bracelets and it's batteries and snowballs and Santa Claus all over again. And it just completely brings up that stereotype again.
It's just more
and I'm
fuel,
sick of it.
Yeah, it's more fuel to the fire that, you know, Philadelphia fans are out of control and we do ourselves no favors.
I'm absolutely disgusted by it. Why? Because you know what? It's like what Bill Clement said, okay? The Flyers loved in one place of the world, hated everywhere else. But you know what? In that one place of the world where we're loved, you need to show some respect, you need to show some decency, and you need to show your heart the way that this team does. And the display that the fans put out during the pregame ceremony, like you said, and with the bracelets and all that stuff, absolutely despicable. There is no excuse for it. We're no better than any other fan base now.
I completely agree. And a big shout out to Lou Nolan for calling out those Flyers fans.
You know, I would, you know,
just so aggravating.
Yeah. I mean, I would say good on him, but you know what? There was no need for that to even happen.
Oh, no, it should have never came to that. No, absolutely agree with you. All right, so back at it tonight. I'm guessing no bracelet giveaways tonight.
No, the Flyers have actually canceled their next giveaway. It was supposed to be free Philadelphia Flyers decorative garden rock night. And, well, that probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
This is why we can't have nice things.
So, all right, Flyers down 0-3 in this series. It's the 9th time in franchise history they've been down 0-3. 1-7 in the previous 8 series. Of course, the one win was the Bruins back in 2010.
And that was a much more prepared, talented team that had, you know, some heart.
I'm not going to say this Flyers team doesn't have heart. I will say that the team they're playing this time around is much better than the Bruins.
All right, maybe that was wrong of me to say, but you know what? I'm pissed off today. I mean, and we all are.
Yeah.
And you know, I thought that things would be let go, and then this Eagles thing came out, and I was just like, all right, that's it.
Well, that's what set me over the edge today.
I know. So
I just don't know what the hell they're doing, but. I mean, as far as this series goes tonight, Michael Neuwirth gets the start tonight. Understand why Hackstall's kind of changing things up. Not that Mason played bad. I know that's crazy to say after he gave up 6 goals, but I mean, that power play for the Caps is just lethal. And when you're going on it, what seemed like every other play the other night, I mean, 5 power play goals. The Caps overall in the series, 8 for 17. That's ridiculous. Oh, and by the way, the Flyers, 0 for 13 on the power play.
Wow.
That's your whole series right there.
Well, at least the new season of Game of Thrones starts Sunday. Have that to look forward to, I suppose.
What is this, season 6?
Yeah.
So I'm only 5 seasons behind.
Well, you better get on it, buddy. All right. So we also
it's not like I have anything else to watch.
Yeah, really. Well, we have some quotes to get to.
Besides the power play being non-existent, another guy who has really come up very small in this series, the captain. I hate to say it, Claude Giroux. I mean, he's getting the most ice time out there. He's getting over 20 minutes of ice time. He has 6 shots through the first 3 games. I mean, that's almost impossible, isn't it?
I guess there's 2 ghosts playing on the Philadelphia Flyers right now. Speaking of which, happy 23rd birthday to Shane Gostisbehere. I know he listens to the podcast. Buddy, you're doing great. Ken and I both think so.
Absolutely. And my daughter was rocking a Ghost Bear T-shirt today.
Can I just take a second to say how awesome that shirt is?
It's very cool. Yeah,
you got yourself one cool kid, man.
I'll tell you what, she's not giving up. She fully believes we're coming back. I'm like trying to soften the blow for her, but no, she's not giving up.
You know, sometimes, especially when things are dark, when you're a Philadelphia fan for all these years, sometimes, the positivity and insight of a child is what you need.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I think that's awesome.
Yep.
Good for her. I admire that. That actually did make me feel better.
See, there we go.
Yeah,
we're not all
bit.
bad news today.
Yeah. But mostly bad news.
All right. So the captain says we just got to come out and win Game 4. After we win Game 4, we'll be able to get momentum and go from there. Do you believe any of that? Do you think he believes any of that?
It's like he just pulled an excerpt from the section, speaking to the media for dummies. It was kind of like a John Madden thing to say almost.
It absolutely is.
Oh, we get more goals than the other team, we're going to win the game. We're going to go on. That's the worst Madden impression ever.
That was pretty bad. Usually I compliment you on your on your impression.
I'm suffering from intense malaise today.
Well, our guy who we talk about every game, Wayne Simmons, he came out and says he's basically taken the blame for
and
the
that's leadership right there. He
is.
told the fans to stop throwing the bracelets, and I honestly feel bad for the guy. I love Wayne Simmons, and I really hope that this has not put a sour taste in his mouth, and I really hope he still wants to remain a part of this team.
Now, and there was even shots of him on the bench saying that this is effing embarrassing. And it was, absolutely it was.
So what did he say?
No, he said we got to stay out of the box and we have to do a better job of putting pucks in the net, obviously. A lot of that falls on my shoulders. I've got to do a better job in that area. Stand-up guy, and that's why I love him.
He seems like he's really the one out there putting out the most effort. Yeah.
Are you all right?
No,
Do we need to take a break?
A break?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like just a break, like a commercial break or something?
Commercial break?
Yeah, we actually have a sponsor to this week.
We do?
Yeah.
If you want to take a commercial break, that's kind of unprecedented, but okay.
Well, you seem like you're down and seem like you need a little break right now.
I could use a little bit of a perk up, for sure.
More after a word from our sponsors.
Something's brewing at D&D.
Wow!
Al Pacino!
It's not Al anymore.
It's Dunk!
Dunkaccino?
Don't mind if I do!
What's my name?
Dunkaccino!
It's a whole new game.
Dunkaccino!
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend. Attica, hoo-ah, lottie light. This whole trial is out of sight. They pull me back in with hazelnut too. Caramel swirl, I know it was you. Everyone wants my Dunkaccino. Can't get enough of my Dunkaccino. Kids from 7 to 17 lining up for my Dunkaccino. What's my name?
Dunkaccino! Dunkaccino!
The Philly Hockey Guys podcast will return right now.
You know what? Al Pacino has been such a fan of your impression of him that he wanted to, jump on the sponsorship train here.
Well, make sure to get yourself a delicious Dunkaccino from the bad guy from Dick Tracy. That was weird.
Yeah, we're just grasping at straws today to entertain.
Let's turn to our friends and neighbors on the internet, on Reddit Flyers, and, we put out a post after that horrible game.
It's a new segment I like to call Reddit Rants.
Reddit Rants? What about Reddit Rage? That's a good one, too.
Reddit Rage. I like that.
How about Reddit Rage and Rants?
Oh,
Rants of Rage.
I like that. There we go.
We'll come up with it soon. We'll find a name that sells. But yeah, we made an angry comment thread, and we got like 50 replies. Thank you to everybody on Reddit Flyers that shared their opinions about the game. So
people were fired up. I like this one from Sex and Popsicles.
that is one of the best usernames. I don't know if it's better than Captain Butt Grabber, but that's awesome.
No, but Sex and Popsicle says, if I ever meet a person who threw their bracelet on the ice, I will personally grab their ear and drag them to their mother's house and tell them to explain what they did to their mother.
Friend of the show, Dylan, also known as 10 Philly fan, he says this. As a fan, I feel defeated. Probably the lowest moment of being a Flyers fan I have ever endured. It was embarrassing for the fans to watch. The fans were embarrassing at the end, and it was an embarrassment to the name of Ed Snyder. That's from 10 Philly fan.
Mike Tyson chicken. Disgusting. I hate defending my own than watching that garbage. I just want to compete until the end. Tonight was not that. Caps are damn good, and to play like that was awful. Yo, Giroux, where are you?
Fig_Newton_ says one of my favorite ones. Those weren't Flyers fans out there tonight. Those were Eagles fans wearing Flyers stuff.
And this was before the trade. Can you imagine what's going to happen tonight if Eagle fans get in their Wells Fargo
People are going to
Center?
be throwing shoes like Mike Milbury.
This is not going to be good. McFondle Butt Radko says, I'm usually a pretty optimistic guy when it comes to the Flyers, but this game just killed that part of me. Teased it in the beginning by taking the lead, then took it out back and gave it the old Yeller treatment.
Ouch.
And a little sad face.
Yeah, you got to include the sad face. Trey Drunken, I think it is. It should be Duncan, as in Dunkaccino. Get yours today. He says this, disgusted at our own fans. So what that we lost? The classless act of a few people throwing shit on the ice is ridiculous. What did you think? We squeezed into the playoffs so we were going to run the table and win the cup? Mr. Snyder's death was going to propel this team to greatness? Honestly, if you think that, get a clue. This isn't our year. This isn't 2010, where we had it together and made a huge run. The players have said it before. The whole season, they were playing for Mr. Snyder, and they only managed to squeak into the playoffs. Good for them making the playoffs. Terrible on us for letting our fans be dicks and costing our team a penalty. We should all be ashamed of what has become of our reputation now. I agree.
Absolutely. And our Subs 33 says it was a horrible game and a terrible penalty at the end of the game. However, I am talking about the fans tonight. First, during the moment of silence for Ed Snyder, some assholes yelling shit. That's what pissed me off, too. I mean, that really got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that during a moment of silence in my life, especially in your own building.
Yep,
That's
in your own city. Yep.
Yeah, it was one of the most disrespectful things I have ever seen, so completely agree there.
Absolutely, and our Subs also goes on to say, you know, he was leaving the bar and I saw people throwing more stuff on the ice to get us a penalty. If you're any of these individuals, never go to a Philly sporting event again. In fact, stop being a Philly sports fan in general, as you are an embarrassment to this city and its fans. Our Sub 33, we completely agree with you on that. Yeah, there's another one here from Flyers Fly 28.
I don't know if we can say any of that
It
stuff.
basically says,
Yep. That sums up how every Flyer fan felt the other night.
kind of sums up how I feel right now still.
Yeah. All right, well, hopefully you're still with us after this uplifting show.
Yeah, really. Well, when have we had an outright negative show?
Never. But, I mean, this week is just...
I'm absolutely disgusted.
It's just beat me down.
I'm absolutely disgusted. You know, it's like I want them to show up and make an effort tonight, but you know what? If it ain't going to happen, just rip the Band-Aid off quickly and just finish it off. Because you know what? I'm looking forward to our off-season coverage. This show is going to go year-round.
Absolutely. We got some very cool things already lined up for the offseason, including some interviews.
Yeah, we have a very special interview that we're going to be announcing soon. Now, it's not a Philadelphia Flyers player. It's not somebody in Philadelphia Flyers management, but it is a person, an individual that played a role with the Flyers organization that we mentioned before in an earlier podcast. This is going to be an interesting one.
Man, you're like the Riddler.
Riddle me this, Batman.
Do we want to do predictions for tonight before
I'd
we
rather
get out
have
of here?
I'd rather have a hot Dunkaccino thrown in my face. To be honest.
So we both think this one wraps up tonight.
I'm thinking about your kid, and for her sake, I do want them to win tonight. But I think if they win tonight,
you're just prolonging it.
I was just about to say you're delaying the inevitable.
Yeah.
And now you got Bellemare gone for this game tonight.
Speaking of that, real quick, what a dumb penalty that was.
Look, there were just some dumb things from a lot of people. I mean, Ryan White said some stupid stuff. Okay, fine, let it go.
But that hit is so scary when you drive somebody in that. And I know Bellemare is not a dirty player at all, but yeah, you can't do that stuff. I mean, that's just unless you're Chris Letang, and then you can go swinging and almost chop a head off.
Yeah, you can just whack somebody in the face as hard as you can.
Not even a hearing on that. Nope. By the NHL.
No penalty, no hearing, nothing.
All right, now I'm just getting more aggravated again.
I know.
I was starting to calm down, so let's wrap this one up.
I just want to enjoy some hockey tonight, and I just want to see, our team. Because you know what? And I said this the other day, and this is what pisses me off. This team and the effort that they're putting out right now, this is not what you and I come in week after week after week after week after week. 42 shows that we've done since the summer, before we even had a coach.
Yep.
This is not the kind of return that we expect as people that take time to do a show, a podcast that, 12 people listen to, and we don't get paid for it.
No.
We do it because we're passionate about our team.
Yeah, no, and we were hoping for a better performance out of the playoffs, and we didn't get it. But the thing to remember with this Flyers team is that there's help on the way.
Yeah, we better get Kajula.
Yeah, hopefully the other night didn't turn him off to joining the Flyers. So it would be nice to add him and some of the other pieces that we've talked about in previous episodes. So there's good things on the way, even if it all ends tonight. I will say, if you are a Flyers fan, you're heading to the game tonight, be respectful. Don't be an ass.
Just do not go in there with a chip on your shoulder, and do not take it out on your own team, and do not throw anything. Stop it. You don't do that.
All right, so we're going to wrap this one up. Episode 42 in the books.
Please stay in touch with us on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook. Check in on us. Make sure we're okay. We'll do the same for you guys.
All right, for Andy Robb.
I'm really trying to end this on a positive note. I'm really trying to be happy, but I'm not, dude. I'm like...
Go grab yourself a Dunkaccino. You'll be fine. For Andy Robb, I'm Ken Prell. We are the Philly Hockey Guys. Let's go Flyers.
Let's go Flyers. Maybe, please, score more than 2 goals. Can you do that?
That would be nice.
Can you do that for us? One for Ken and one for me, please. All right, that was weird. That was weirder than the Al Pacino ad. I hope we at least got some kind of entertainment out of this, but we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like the Philly Hockey Guys podcast page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Philly Hockey Guy, and subscribe on iTunes, TuneIn, and SoundCloud.